it starts the buffering, and you can open the Hangout.
See that? Yeah, it's not live.
But the recording is something that I have to.
Yeah, you are one who can record only.
Yes, yes. Greetings.
Good.
Hello.
Nice to meet you there, Benjamin.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
So, everyone have all the links and stuff, the document and the Google Doc and the waffle board.
So what link is that?
So it's in the roundup description. There's a couple of links about like the agenda.
Oh, okay, I see it. All right.
And so there's a check waffle.io for ticket status, although I don't think we've been making a whole lot of progress lately. And then also a document there that we've been using to kind of keep notes on what gets covered and if there's anything we want to bring up. Yep, there you go.
All right.
And then the waffle board, I don't know if you use that tool at all, but it's just the GitHub issues. So if you don't want to give it permission, you can just go on the GitHub issues as well.
Okay.
So Matt, you've been okay?
Yeah, we had a cold run through the family, which had me out of action for a little while there. But feeling better now.
Okay, good.
But yeah, it's always tough when like both parents get sick at the same time, but the kids don't.
But the kids bring in the germs, no, from the kindergarten or from the schools. And
Yeah, probably. I feel like we picked it up at the graduation event. That was both of us, because we, like, the day before we got sick was the graduation, and just like all the kids, all the parents there are like, I bet that's what we picked it up. So, and we were just like exhausted because it was a really long day.
So, yeah, that's a bad combination.
Yeah. And then we both got sick, and it was just like a week of just basically trying to keep on the bus. I'm gonna turn down my bandwidth here.
Good.
Go lo-fi.
We're very slow for the moment, man.
Yeah. I don't know. My internet's been acting up a little bit lately. So, how's things with you, Rob?
Yeah, been okay. I had a lot of I don't know what it was exactly. Kind of a lot of itching on my whole body, on my arms and on my legs, and swollen face. So I changed my diet and did some acupuncture, and now I'm kind of okay.
Well, glad I got through it. That sounds not fun.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
Hard to sleep, itching all over. You want to scratch, but you cannot scratch because it starts to bleed. So I didn't do steroids. Steroids were fully, but that's okay. It's a big offering.
Kind of stuff is no fun.
And yesterday went nice day off. Went to Nara. Went to see the cherry blossoms and went to Nara hotel. Well, good.
Yeah, it is the season for that.
Yeah,
Sure. Are you in Tokyo then, or?
Me? You mean?
Benjamin?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Nice. Good to have some more Japan presence. I don't know if Dan is joining us today. I mentioned it to him, but I don't see him online.
Dan?
So Dan Hackner is also on Slack these days. I think he poked us head in the API channel a couple times. So
I haven't seen him so much on Slack.
But he's also looking at helping out, and I think he said he's moving to Tokyo in October. So we're actually sounds like we're gonna have a decent Japan base pretty soon.
That's good.
So.
That's nice to hear. Did Sean come back on you about the AWS or what we should do? Or
No, not really. I sent him like what the next steps should be, and I don't think he got
Yeah, I
back.
saw that.
Yeah, I think I tried to like say let's sync up real time, and it hasn't panned out yet. So that's okay.
Okay. That's good for you.
Yeah, we'll get there. The fact that it's in the budget is good, and then the migration is going to take some work, but it would be really nice to be on a managed database and not on the weird cloud.
And also, I think Peter wanted also the website on AWS. I'm not sure if we didn't budget for that, but.
Yeah, I guess that's the question: is it in the budget or not? If we want to move it there, which we certainly could. I mean, Beanstalk makes it pretty easy to run. I think the main website's like WordPress, right?
Yeah, WordPress. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty easy to run. My internet is not happy today. Can you repeat that, Rob?
Or you have many things going in the background.
I guess. I mean, but my kids aren't even watching Netflix. It's weird. Maybe my router just needs a reboot. Can you repeat that? I didn't hear most of what you said there, Rob.
No, I was just laughing about you. My kids were not watching Netflix, so that was good.
Yeah, hey, that's
that
like
power down.
That's a big bandwidth usage here when the kids are not in school. So.
Okay, good. They're already back in school, or just some spring break?
Yeah, this is still spring break. Next week is things get rolling. Cool. So yeah, I mean, it'd be good to do a move to AWS, and it's also the sort of thing that I can help out with a little bit more directly, since it's work that I do on a daily basis rather than real stuff, which I don't do too well. Doing AWS, we just have to account for the cost. So AWS is a little expensive compared to what we've been using previously, but the fact that it's pretty well managed is nice.
But then again, if I check what we've been using, I think we're paying about $250 for DigitalOcean for the so it's maybe double or 4 times. But then again, altogether it's not so bad.
Yeah, the thing that I spec'd out also accounts for quite a bit of overhead and like a lot more database memory.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we can keep it. I figured like the budget should probably be a little bit of a high ball. And then hopefully we'll come in under that for most of the stuff, and then we can use whatever overage we have for like experimentation and stuff like that.
That's good.
One of the things I really like about RDS that I'm hoping it should enable is like basically it makes it really easy to take a snapshot. Like it takes snapshots all the time automatically, and then you can spin up new instances from previous snapshots with basically like a single API call. So like if you wanted to do like testing of new schemas or performance or whatever, it makes it really easy to just say, take the snapshot, give me a new instance. If you don't really care about speed, like the new instance could even be way smaller than the main database too. So we might even be able to afford, like, I haven't looked at tile generation and stuff like that, but we might even be able to get the price down by having the main database be actually pretty small, but then doing one-offs for tile generation or something like that. Like just spinning up like a really big one off of a previous snapshot just to do the tile maps and then shut it down or something like that. We might be able to get some cost savings there. So, because AWS makes those sort of patterns really easy. I have one customer actually that's running WordPress, and they wanted a staging setup. Yeah. And the way we have it set up is literally the staging database just like every night destroys itself and recreates itself from a prod snapshot. And like that's the kind of stuff that AWS makes it really easy to do. So
that's a simple way to do that.
Yeah, right. It's like all it does is it's just kills whatever's running and then spins up a new one from a prod snapshot and then just like tweaks a couple of the columns and stuff so the URLs are right. Yeah.
Nice. Good.
Yeah. Cool. So I guess this is probably all we've got for today. Usually folks join by about now, or don't join, so just getting echo.
And maybe we should also talk about how to do the. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we should think about how to do the air on. What the air will be, because I think Will is very busy.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to communicate a few times with him, but it's hard to get him. So Benjamin, for your reference, we are trying to implement air data into the database.
Okay.
So
Right.
we're not sure how to do that yet, but we have some ideas. We did
Yeah.
some testing for the admin interface, but it's not there yet. So
Yeah. We have a pull request open, number 205 on the GitHub repository that at some point me or someone needs to come around and actually just kind of like get it fixed up and merged, because at least that way we could handle ingesting air data.
Yeah.
It's just that you wouldn't have much of a way to like browse it or anything like that. So.
No, but at least the data comes in.
Yeah, at least we could start.
Because what I saw that Sean was kind of excited that he could get the methane sensor up in Port-au-Prince and then show data. But that was not the correct way. I told him before. He said, "No, we should do all the sensors like this." I said, "No, no, 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 no."
Well, I mean, in a way, it is sort of how we're doing all the sensors. But yeah, it's not. It would complicate things a lot to do full air sensor that way, just because of all the channels and things like that that are involved. Like, yeah, the real air sensor prototype just has so many. It's got even just the gas sensors is like that array of six sensors that each have like 4 values they produce. So. Yeah.
And by the way, the air sensors are not calibrated at all at the moment. So I was.
So I think we can, like, it's just a matter of time in the Rails stuff, which is why I'm excited to have Benjamin here. Hopefully, like, I'm looking forward to Dan being able to help out as well. Like, we need some people that can actually dedicate a little bit more time than certainly than I've been able to. Like helping out on chat and helping organize is basically the most I've been able to do over the past 6 months or so. Having people actually be able to dig into the code base and start, pushing rocks forward, I think is going to be important.
Benjamin, you okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So to that end, I think it sounded like, Benjamin, you're having some setup trouble. Did you want to maybe go?
Yeah, I posted that error in the API channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is something I run into periodically as well. So I think what is happening here is that the extension is getting created, but not in the right schema.
Right.
Let me load it up real quick and see if there's something quick that we can try. Are you at all familiar with like Postgres and Postgres schemas and Postgres extensions?
I mean, I've used it a little bit.
Okay, because that's it's something that I'm actually kind of weak on. Like, I didn't have to deal with any of that until this project.
Okay.
So there might be like better ways to handle this. I was actually talking to Dan, and he said that the Python support for PostGIS is actually really good. So it might be interesting to see if he's got any ideas on that front. But the PostGIS Rails adapter definitely has some oddities. So I'm trying to see. Yeah, so that's coming from line 6 of the db.rake file,
right.
Which was what I tried to put this in here to like get DB migrations working when we were setting up staging, because like for whatever reason the DB was coming up without the extension. You may want to try just commenting out the like line 9 where it has DB enable PostGIS, and it ties that over the it ties that onto the DB schema load task.
Okay.
Probably.
So let's see.
Do you see that line there, where it's like task DB schema load DB enable PostGIS?
So it's the last line, right?
Yeah, and just comment that out, and that'll basically tell it to it'll tell it to not actually run that task.
Okay.
And then try like a DB migrate and see if that works. We may just want to drop that. Like I said, I put that in there when we were trying to get staging migrated, but staging is now migrated, so maybe we don't really need that code anymore.
Yeah, it definitely did something else. So I think it actually did run.
Okay, good. We should probably just pull that out though.
Cool. Let's see if I can...
Yeah, it's probably time to just delete that file.
Right. Let me see if I can finish the others.
And this is like the sort of thing I was talking about where the Rails PostGIS adapter, I don't know, it seems like it's trying to be like a little too smart.
Right.
And sometimes I've definitely run into trouble with it.
Let's see if the last two, the test, let's see if the test works.
If that works, I'll open a pull request that just removes that file entirely.
Okay, so that works. Let's do the bundle execution. Okay, it's running. All right.
Yay!
47 example, 0 failure. So that passed. I have a silly question. No, actually, wait. I did manage to do this yesterday, but I forgot. Do I just do Rail server to look at the website?
Yeah, that should work.
Yeah,
All right.
should work.
Okay. Let's try that again.
I think you have to run port 300 for it.
2000, but yeah, I can just run Rails space server.
Okay, it's doing something. Oh, great! Yeah, I see it. That's awesome. It's working.
Fantastic.
For the
Very
workers, you can start them like this.
Yeah, right. There's the delayed job workers as well.
Oh, the sound is breaking out.
Yeah, that happens with Matt also.
So you just
Yeah, mine got all messed up there too, but I'm back now. Oh, Nick, we have a Nick. Hey, Nick.
I'm gonna turn my camera off. All right. Oh, there's chat. I didn't even realize there was that.
Yeah, it's not totally obvious, but it's handy.
It's there.
Share links and stuff.
Cool.
And I got my local copy working now as well too. I'll put a link to the pull request I just opened in the dev channel. Does it go into dev updates? Yeah, it does go into dev updates. Yeah. So there's also a dev-updates channel. I don't know, Benjamin, if anyone's mentioned that to you yet, but so there's a pull request in there now. If someone wants to merge it, they can. And hopefully it'll.
What is it called? Dev updates?
Yeah, dev-updates. Here, I'll send you that.
Seems to be only 2 people in it.
Yeah.
Maybe not that many people pay attention, but
All right.
It's a little noisy. I mean, it's all the GitHub plus all the Cloud 66 stuff.
Okay.
But it's kind of handy, like, if you're working on it, you can see when deploys are happening, you can see when people open pull requests, stuff like that. So.
Cool, I joined it. Thanks.
Fantastic, yeah.
And there's also an admin, but I think that's private. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm even on that one. I have infra admin.
Yeah, that's open.
That's the one? Okay. Which that's a fair point. Maybe there's an easy way to put like a channel purpose. Yeah.
But the description should be there.
Yeah.
Should be enough.
set of purpose does that. Okay, so it's linkable. Well, it's not that visible compared to the topic. The Slack channel topic is like really obvious at the top, but the details, the purpose is not so much.
That's true.
It'd be nice to make that just a little bit more discoverable. Maybe I should write like a quick little onboarding document or something. Cool. So Benjamin's up and running.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah. Has anyone talked to you about like things to pick up, or do you have something you were planning on working on?
No. Yeah, I mean, I met with Peter. I don't know the exact issues yet, but basically that's why I've been setting up my environment.
Cool.
Because that's where you need most help right now.
Right? Yeah, that's exactly.
So I said I would help. So I need to learn more Ruby.
Yeah, so it's just taking a look. So issue 218 could be kind of a good first task to pick up.
Okay.
So basically, for some of the mobile apps, I'll put a link in the Hangout.
The authorization is also good, but that's maybe harder to do then.
So I see it in the tab in waffle.io.
Yep.
218. Should I double click on it? I mean, should I sign up to that?
For the waffles thing, it's kind of up to you. If you're okay giving it permissions to your GitHub repos, then go for it. I'm a big fan of it, but the one downside is, and a lot of apps actually have this problem, like the GitHub permissions model is like pretty coarse.
Okay.
So there's no way you can say like just give Waffle GitHub access for like just my Safecast stuff. Like it's actually going to try to request access for like everything. So if you're okay with that, then go for it. But I do run into people who are like, no, I can't do that. So
yeah, I mean, I don't really use it, so I think it would be okay.
Yeah, it's more like if people use GitHub really heavily for work and maybe have, maybe they're a member of some kind of sensitive organizations, I could see them having trouble. But yeah, if you mostly use like GitHub for this sort of stuff, then I would just go ahead and give Waffle permission. But ultimately, it is just GitHub issues under the hood, so you can just work via the issues. The thing that's nice about Waffle is it lets you link things together a little bit more easily, and then also it lets you drag and drop vertical priority, so that way we can kind of pay attention to like what's on the top of the fold and like ignore whatever's down at the bottom. So anyway, yeah, this 218 providing an API key via cookie auth API is probably not a bad one to pick up. So basically what this comes down to is that like the mobile clients, they don't have like a good way to get the API token. What they have to do is they have to do the normal like cookie-based auth first, and then I think they end up having to scrape the user's, they have to scrape the current user's ID number out of the page, and then they can pull up the user's current page that has the API token on it. And so basically what we were proposing was setting up an endpoint that'll be /users/current .json was my idea, but feel free to come up with your own idea if you want, if something strikes your fancy. That basically it would always return. So like if you had a cookie that came from like a sign-in page, and you go to users current, what it's going to do is give you the user JSON for the currently logged in user, and so that way the mobile clients wouldn't have to go scrape their own user ID ahead of time. Another option for this could be giving the mobile clients their own auth endpoint entirely, where like they do a post with username and password to like sign in, and it just hands them like everything back on the response. That's another possibility. So.
All right.
But right now they're already set up to do they do a form encoded post to the sign-in page the same way the browser does, and they said that at least the Android and I presume the iOS, yeah, because I think MC Roland is the one working on the iOS stuff. That both of their HTTP clients handle cookies transparently, so that's been working okay. It's just a shame that they have to scrape the HTML to like get the current user ID and get the API token from that. So being able to get the API token more directly would be good for them.
Yeah, but for that.
Yeah. And probably not too complicated of a task to pick up. Pardon me.
All right. I can look at it.
Are you not marked as a collaborator on the repo yet? Doesn't look like it.
Oh yeah.
I can't assign you the ticket, which I guess means you're probably not a collaborator yet. Your GitHub ID.
Oh, me? JSid?
Do you want to just put it in the chat?
Oh, sure.
Just,
Yeah, that's easy.
I was like, I don't know quite what you said.
That's an easy one. Okay. Where does it come from, Benjamin?
It's my middle names.
I see.
Jocelyn and Siddhartha.
I see. That's fine.
Yeah.
And the DD? I see. DD Baba. I see. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It looks like I can't add you. Rob, are you an owner on the repo?
On what? On?
Are you an owner on the?
I think I am. I know. I'm not an owner. I'm an admin. So let me check.
Yeah, I don't see. It's weird. Like I can.
No.
Oh, maybe I'm in the wrong place. No, I don't seem to have a button to like add people to a team. So I guess
I think you should hold a second. Collaboration and teams. You can see that.
Yeah, it looks like team data is probably the org team that we've been using for this because that's the one that I'm a member of. So I think on this page,
only team data I have. I'm admin on it.
Okay, but do you have like if you go to that page, do you have like a button somewhere to like add a member or no?
To the API page. Which page?
The link that I just sent.
Oh,
I don't seem to have anything on my side. We might have to ask Sean.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cannot add to.
Yeah. Okay. So
the only Sean can do that.
Gotcha.
I think even Peter cannot do that.
Nice to have one other person.
Yeah, I told them to. I asked, but they couldn't figure it out. So.
Okay. Fair enough.
Are there other issues on the on your list for today, Matt?
Hold on a second.
Because if you have most things covered, then I would like to leave.
Yeah, I think
it's great weather outside.
Yeah, it is. To get repo access. Let me see. I guess the only thing that comes to mind is like the cosmic data.
Yeah. But that we have to think about how to do that in the how to get that into the measurements table.
Oh, right, because we have that join
was the issue
that we're gonna have to filter.
Yeah.
Is that
But Nick told that it's possible he can filter it out, and if we have an if it's in the the BKG import log files in the
Okay.
that table. So.
Yeah, I think that was the idea, is to basically, so long as we have it on the BGAGI logs table, we should be able to do a join.
Yeah, that's what the idea. So.
Nick, if you even happen to know what that query is.
Hello?
Nick is on chat.
Nick is on chat. So.
Yeah. I don't know if he's paying attention right now.
But that would also be a good one to get going.
Yeah, maybe I'll just send him a note in the chat, because it'd be good to have, yeah, it would be good to get that going. And if the main thing is the query to make sure that that data doesn't show up in tile maps, then I get the feeling Nick is probably the best one to sign off on it, since he's the one who does most of those queries. So
but
nothing to join on right now, but yeah, I think so. We're adding trivial to write. Okay, so I guess Nick, if we went ahead and like finished up Rob's pull request to put that the column on the BGAGI logs, can we, like, is that something we can just go ahead and roll out and you'll catch it when it shows up, or I just don't want to like accidentally have a bunch of drives end up in the tile maps by accident or anything like that. But is your process set up so that if we open that pull request and merge it and whatever, you're gonna notice it and do whatever needs to happen on the tile side? You good there, or like should we plan to give you a heads up? Rebuilding all the tiles sucks. Okay, so that's a good heads up then. So I think we can try to keep that moving. I think, Rob, the pull request needs a little bit of attention first, because you modified an existing migration, right? Which
yes.
What we should do is add a new migration for that instead. So I'll have to fix that up either way. But once we get that fixed up and ready, let's try to get that rolled out and get the new column in place, and then that way Nick can make sure he has his queries right before we start approving drives.
I'll do that.
Cool. All right. Just kind of looking down the document a little bit. I think that's most of what I wanted to cover. I think we can make this a quick one because, yeah, it is beautiful outside. Benjamin, did you have any follow-up questions? You're up and running now? Is that?
I'm okay, thank you.
Fantastic. Good. And we are, pretty much always available on the channel as well. So if you ping me or Rob by name, both of us tend to be pretty responsive. Or you can just throw messages in the channel and we'll pick them up the next time we're at our computer or something like that, I'm sure.
Awesome.
So, cool. All right, well, let's call it a day and go get some sunshine.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.